What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. Whoa, interesting. Look at this drama. I love this. This is what I love about this case, is this 3-way drama between the defendant... Sorry. The defense attorney, the prosecutor, and the witness. Like, wow, this is so fascinating. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law.
Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. I have to call shenanigans because I feel like they've brought up evidence out of the blue previously in other cases so far. But I guess I can't really think of an example off the top of my head, but I feel like this has already happened earlier because I've pointed out that, in real life you can't just make dramatic new evidence reveals. At least not in American court, I don't think. The whole point is that, both the defense and prosecution both get to review all of the evidence before the court situation. It's available for everybody, so you can't just be like, aha, what about this? Which just happened here from this guy. But, so that's why I'm like, it feels rather shenanigans to all of a sudden bring that up. Maybe it's just Edgeworth being Edgeworth. Previously, he's let that slip, maybe, but now he's like, I want to bust Miss Guy, so now he's gonna lean on that rule. I don't know. Let's carry on.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really?
Okay, putting shade on Phoenix as well. That's really funny.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. What's the second rule of evidence law? I hope it's not, you don't talk about evidence law, because if that's the case, Edgeworth is in a mighty big trouble now. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Victim shoe. Okay, good. So that is Goodman's shoe. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye. Okay, that... Actually, I don't know why that would be more serious than if it was a Lana shoe, which had their both blood on them. Actually, both cases are pretty bad. But still, important to keep in mind that this is the victim shoe. That's important details. It can totally bust me if I accidentally think that this is Lana's shoe. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Goodness. Here we go again. I still can't shake, I don't know. When we raised that objection, it seemed like against the grain to, not give us some kind of choice or throwing down an evidence to, be this is why we're raising an objection. It felt a little bit like a freebie, is maybe what's bothering me. Then again, after so many tight spots in figuring things out, maybe it's nice to have freebies every once in a while. So maybe I should just get over that
that objection we raised previously already. We got a testimony to take care of, so let's jump into that. Okay, should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. The victim's shoe. 2 types of blood. One is the victim's, and the other is Lana Skye. I don't know if I would claim that it's flawless decisive evidence, but
That's pretty sly, hiding evidence like that.
There's nothing sly about a lawyer using the law as a weapon. In any case, science is always on our side. Don't forget, scientific investigation is the wave of the future.
Maybe I should investigate this evidence a little more closely.
whoa, wait, can we do... What a great tip! Finally, those final skits provided us with a really good tip. Can we actually... I thought we couldn't check items in... But we can! I must have picked something that you can't, like, or like... Yeah, I must have picked, like, this, which you can't examine, and then I was confused or something. I thought that... Like, look at this. Like, okay, so some of these you can't... They're just, like, big images or texts. Right. But then other items you can still investigate. Oh, that is really smart, and I'm so glad that the game actually did help me out there, since I was too stupid to think about this option. You could just like I was complaining about freebies a moment ago there, you could totally say that that was a bit of a freebie, but I don't think so. I think that was there, you know, I don't think that was quite a freebie. That was like because nothing's stopping you from just starting to press and try to use items, so that was like kind of like if you really needed help, you could scroll there and hey, what do you know? There was a nice reminder about investigation mode. And it didn't quite spell it out either, although it's very easy to figure out what it's supposed to be. What the investigating quote mark is supposed to be, so, you know. And in any case, I had forgotten all about this, and I had even gotten confused that I couldn't do this in trial situation. I had been confused by that slip that we were looking at. So I'm so glad that there was a reminder of this option. I would have completely missed doing this otherwise.
This blood, it's my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
Poor sis.
Now, I can't help but wonder, the placement of the blood, of course, is... Oh gosh, my mouse just popped up for a second there. I'm sorry. Sorry, let's move that out of... Oh gosh, has that been popping up previously? I'm sorry if that's been turning up every occasionally there. My bad. Yeah, but now... Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, now the placement of blood, I do wonder... If this is the victim's blood here on the bottom of the shoe...
Ugh! There's blood here too!
On the sole of the shoe? It's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood.
All this blood. It's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue.
Yeah, I'm wondering... I guess stepping into a puddle of your own blood explains it, but otherwise, like, yeah, bit of a weird place to get blood from yourself on the bottom of your shoe. So this is, by the way, this is the right foot shoe. Just a quick look here. Does not go on the left foot, just so you're aware. That might come up at some point. Yeah, okay. Good. Alright, we're done with our research here. Now let's start pressing her first. Do the press rounds first, and then see what I can do after that.
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it? Yeah, come on. But okay then. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. I don't know if I'd sign on that. I think, murder still is strongly above that, I'd say. I guess depending on the circumstances, false testimony over murder is pretty messed up. So, sure, but... Let's just get this over with. The victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Why, no, you did not. Why is that? And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us what you did next.
Yeah, you went to your forensics boyfriends, 3 of them, and you got blood traces.
So, you brought it to the forensics department?
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have blood stains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
By the way, you could maybe try to make a case that why is there no splatter on the top of the shoe from the victim if all of Miss Guy's blood is on the top and only on the bottom is the victim's blood? We could maybe try to go for that. We'll see. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. Isn't there supposed to be a plus somewhere there? Or does that not matter in this case? I don't know. I don't understand blood types super well myself. I know one is like a universal donor, one is a universal receiver, or something. But otherwise, you need to be careful when mixing up bloods between people, or it ends badly. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Oh, in cold blood. Okay. Okay.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was gonna say that. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Really now. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Ugh. Well done, Ms. Starr. You finally found the lunchbox I don't want to eat. Because those are supposed to be fish guts. Ah.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright.
Ooh, that's a... Hold on. I know that movie. I should know that movie. Hold on. I know that's a movie. What movie was that? What happens in Some Like It Hot? Oh gosh. It's an old movie, I think. Like really old ass, maybe. Or am I confusing with something else? Ah, there's no point. There's no point because I can't. All I know is I know that it's the title of a movie, unfortunately. I'm completely blanking out on what it was. Okay, anyway.
Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Sure, there's a problem. Let's go with the blood thing. I don't know if there's a problem, but let's go. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
That's actually, the pepper part isn't what's scaring me about. It's actually the fish guts, like, glee. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Well, it's the blood here on the bottom, right? I think that's it. Take that! There's a take that, that's promising. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Oh, that's odd. She's doing the handing a food pose without actual food. Like, I guess, she can do that, but like... Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife.
What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of a shoe? I don't know. There's no blood on the ground in this photo, maybe? I don't think death due to loss of blood, one knife wound. Like, she didn't leave the light knife in the guy to spill blood, right? I don't think so. This is a case where I'm working it out as I go along, but I think it's because you don't see any blood here in this picture. Like, at this point, we've established the crime happened right next to the car, right? So, if he got stabbed and he stepped in a pool of blood, I think the pool of blood would be in this picture. I think that's a safe bet. Let's go. The problem lies in the footprint. This is cool. Like, this, figuring out as I go along. That feels good in this game, honestly. Even though, it's kind of, not how you should be doing the crime solving in real life, but as a puzzle game, it's cool when you're when the game gives you hints, or not hints even, it urges you to figure something out, and that makes your gears in your head turn, and then you work out something like this. Because I wasn't thinking about that earlier. I was just I was thinking that there's something weird about blood being on the bottom only. But I didn't know what the weird thing was yet. But then, the game forced me to think about it, and I noticed the photo. And it worked out, and that feels good. So,
the footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! Or indeed a pool of blood in general, As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness? What?
Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Ow! That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what? By the way, I have a theory real quick on why there wasn't a footprint. Someone dabbed this shoe in blood afterwards. You know, that seems to be one explanation, you know, to, like, forge this evidence. And that's why I brought this up myself, is I think Edgeworth might be spilling that on us now, because Edgeworth hates Miss Starr so much that he wants to shoot her down, because it might well be Ms. Starr who dabbed that shoe. Dabbed that shoe! There, it totally sounded as dramatic as I intended, even though I had to fix my flubbed line. Yeah.
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Row! I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness? Well? Was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Well, water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason.
To wash away blood? Because the water spills out or something? Aha! You don't mean... Ooh, that feels bad when the judge is working something out before me or Phoenix. Oof.
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Oh god, wait a second. No, I just realized. Edgeworth's not working with us. This is just helping the case against Lana Skye. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. I just realized, oh god, no, this isn't actually a good thing. I liked for a second that Edgeworth worked it out, but actually, I think he's building a case against Lana still here. Because Lana just, that's an explanation for why, that would explain why there's no footprints. Oh god.
That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when My sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please!
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Starr is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
Oh no.
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Starr, was on the prosecution's side?
Oh my god, this is the case? This is what saves the case? Is we hurt her ego? I mean, that was kind of happening earlier already with her being so hostile with Edgeworth. But oh my god, this is incredible.
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait. Witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this.
Oh, this is incredible, because you know what? I assume this evidence is going to have more bogus in it, and we're somehow going to cast this further in doubt. And it's all because she was too vain to just let that moment slip by. You know, the judge would have accepted the oil drum washing thing without, like, needing to, like, prove. I mean, you can see, like, I think there's, like, water on the floor there, so, you know, that photo, so that's what she's doing here, but, you know, let's freaking get to work.
A photograph?
I had it just in case someone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. The funny thing is, I'm actually, for once, I'm feeling confident while Phoenix is not. There has to be some kind of twist here, where we look at that photo closer and we realize something wrong with it. Right? Right?
Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Huh? Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
Okay, what the... Mia... Freaking... Maya's not even here to channel her this time. How is this happening? Okay, we'll take it. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Awesome. Let's go. Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this... Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's back it up. You know. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. You know what? We are out of time, but I can't go... God damn, I can't go to the menu to save the game, so I can't leave us on a cliffhanger. So we're just gonna have to try and figure out what the problem is. Some weird thing in the tailpipe right there. Find that a little odd. Knife in him, I don't think there's anything weird there. It is the right shoe, so there's no contradiction there. This is a tough one. I cannot actually see what is problem. What is a problem in this photo? This looks like everything adds up with the evidence we know so far. It's so annoying that we can't check our evidence that we know so far. We have to present something. That's really unfortunate. I'm confused by what's in this tailpipe. It seems so like extraneous, you know. So it seems pointless to bring that up, you know. Trying to remember what side of the shoe the blood was on, like would the water wash the blood off? I think it was on the other side, so that doesn't make sense. Let's try this tailpipe real quick for Hexies. The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. Oh my god, a muffler is also a car part! Oh my god! However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. Well, you can kind of see one on, what's his face? Goodman over there. He's kind of got a scarf, I think.
A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor.
I didn't even think about that. When I was looking up a muffler last episode, did I even think about... Did I mention that muffler is a part on a car? Did I mention that? I can't remember, but that's so funny if that's the case. Because that actually seems to be somehow tied to this. Because the talk about a muffler was about the car muffler, right?
Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not gonna be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Oh man, I probably should have ended the game, or ended the episode somewhere there that last time, but I got so excited. So I guess we're going extra long today, because now I can't also save here, can't leave a cliffhanger. Muffler was discussed in this case. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler!
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. And we're also going to suspend the episode here. I don't know if this is the best point or ever, but seems like this dramatic twist is a good moment to call it. So I'm going to end it here for today. Next time we will deliberate over what this piece of cloth could mean exactly. And, you know, yeah, like, good thing I decided to pick that because it was so odd. I was not thinking about the word muffler at all. When looking at that picture, like, I honestly, it's so funny that, like, it didn't cross my mind, but it's so true. Something fishy is going on here, as we knew, and more evidence is coming out to point to that, and we are going to have to figure out what it all means next time. So, I'm freaking gripped. I'm so glad I decided to play this final case after all. This is top-notch stuff going on here. I love it, and I can't wait to do it again next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Catch you all then. Bye!